NBA season, they fell to 3-6 through the first 8 games. The Sky will have a chance to end a 2-game skid on Friday night, facing Brittney Griner and the Atlanta Dream at Gateway Center in Atlanta. Reese has seen her numbers drop from her rookie season to her second in 2025. She is averaging 10 points on 35% shooting and 12 rebounds per game compared to 2024, where she posted 13.6 points on 39% shooting.
The Chicago Sky organization finds itself in turmoil as management publicly addresses player performance concerns. General Manager Jeff Pagliocca has made headlines by specifically targeting Angel Reese's contributions during the team's struggling 2020. Under newly appointed head coach Tyler Marsh, the Sky stumbled to a disappointing 3-6 record through their initial 8 contests. The franchise faces mounting pressure to reverse a concerning 2-game losing streak when they visit Atlanta to battle Brittney Griner and the Dream at Gateway Center.
Be finding herself headed towards getting a fine, okay? Now, I did admit, look, her hair did get pulled. It should have been a flagrant foul. I'm not going to kid you about that. I understand her being mad, but it was the overreaction with the push of Nelson Ododo, who came in to try to break the what could have been an even worse situation up. She was not there.
Reese's statistical output has declined significantly from her impressive rookie campaign. Her current averages show 10 points on 35% field goal accuracy plus 12 rebounds nightly, representing a notable decrease from 2024's marks of 13.6 points on 39% shooting alongside 13 rebounds per contest. The situation deteriorated further when veteran point guard Courtney Vandersloot suffered a season-ending ACL injury. During Chicago's recent struggles, Pagliocca addressed media outlets including the Chicago Sun-Times regarding the franchise's rocky beginning. His comments directly referenced Reese's underwhelming displays and established specific expectations moving forward.
And 13 rebounds per game. To make matters worse for the Sky, Courtney Vandersloot, she's out for the season with a torn ACL. Amid Chicago's losing streak, General Manager Jeff Pagliocca spoke to the Chicago Sun-Times about the team's rough start. He proceeded to issue a request to Reese despite her underwhelming performance so far. Here we go. That's something that has yet to come.
That particular element hasn't materialized yet, but it's essential for our success, Pagliocca stated. She's delivered outstanding performances while also experiencing subpar outings like everyone else, but she represents our greatest opportunity for flexibility within this roster. We require increased output from her position, plus we need assistance in additional areas. Pagliocca continued explaining the organization's perspective. She's invested considerable effort and maintained excellent teammate relationships. She understands our intention to utilize her across multiple roles. We're still identifying the most beneficial application of those skills. She embodies our prime versatility option on this squad. We demand greater productivity from her role, plus we need support in other capacities.
Aggressor, she ran in to try to break up what could have turned into the Malice in the Palace Part 2, and instead she got mad and pushed her out of the way, and that led Tina Charles to be like, oh, hell no, we're not playing that, Angel Reese. So, and I said yesterday, I don't think Angel wants any part of Tina Charles, seriously. Here we go. Angel Reese facing punishment after Chicago Sky game.
The public nature of these criticisms has raised questions about organizational leadership and decision-making processes. Several factors contribute to the current dysfunction surrounding Chicago's basketball operations. Management's approach appears questionable when examining their roster construction and strategic planning. Pagliocca's decision to publicly name Reese while overlooking similar struggles from other key contributors suggests inconsistent evaluation standards. Camila Cardoso, another prominent frontcourt player, has experienced comparable difficulties without receiving equivalent scrutiny from leadership.
Together, but it's a necessity for us to win, Pagliocca said. She's had some great games, and she's had some games like everybody else that haven't been her best. But she's our best chance at versatility on this roster. We need more production out of her, but we need her to help us in other ways too. He goes on and says, she's been putting the time in. She's been a great teammate. She knows we need to use her in a variety of ways. We're still trying to pinpoint the most.
The franchise's commitment to veteran acquisitions has produced mixed results. Players like Ariel Atkins, acquired through trades, have failed to justify the resources invested in securing their services. Meanwhile, rookies elsewhere demonstrate superior production compared to established veterans on Chicago's payroll. Kia Nurse's advanced age limits her effectiveness, while Rachel Banham's shooting ability has proven unreliable despite initial promise. Coaching staff decisions under Marcia's guidance have drawn criticism for their tactical approach and practice methodology. The transition from traditional center play to utilizing Reese in expanded roles appears influenced by exhibition performances rather than comprehensive game planning. This shift toward point forward responsibilities contradicts conventional basketball wisdom and Reese's natural skill set.
Sky entered Sunday's game against the Sun, riding a 3-game losing streak, coming in with just 2 wins. They won the game yesterday, by the way. Should be noted, Haley Van Lith dropped, I believe, 16 points in this game, or they wouldn't have won this game. So just let's not lose sight of everything that happened in that game yesterday. Sunday's contest between Chicago and Connecticut was a battle of 2 teams with identical records. Yeah, roof.
Practice structure and preparation methods have come under scrutiny as well. Reports indicate inconsistent training regimens that fail to replicate game conditions or develop proper timing between teammates. The disconnect between practice activities and actual competition scenarios has contributed to on-court confusion and missed opportunities. Administrative oversight presents another concerning element in Chicago's organizational structure. Leadership's absence from daily operations raises questions about their understanding of team dynamics and individual player development. Unlike other successful franchises where executives maintain regular practice attendance, the Sky's management appears disconnected from ground-level basketball activities.
And advantageous part of that. She's our best chance at versatility on this roster. We need more production out of her, but we need her to help us in other ways too. We need more production out of her. Jeff Pagliuca has been seeing some of the disappointment coming from Angel Reese this season. Jeff Pagliuca has been seeing some of the fundamental issues that have been coming out of Angel.
The enabling environment surrounding star players has created accountability issues throughout the organization. Management's willingness to accommodate external commitments and promotional activities during critical team-building periods undermines competitive priorities. This permissive approach conflicts with championship-level standards and professional expectations. Player development strategies lack coherence and measurable objectives. Instead of addressing fundamental weaknesses through targeted instruction, coaching staff has attempted to expand player roles beyond their capabilities. This approach particularly affects front-court players who require specialized training to maximize their impact within traditional positions.
Competitiveness was on full display in the third quarter when Angel Reese got into it with Olivia Nelson-Ododo. I'm not playing the clip. Shoving the Sun forward, Reese was issued a technical foul. She should have. All right? She should have. Again, the hair pull, that should have been a flagrant. All right? But she should have also gotten a technical foul. Tina Charles got a technical foul. The 2 offset and no technical free throws were.
Team chemistry problems stem from unclear role definitions and inconsistent messaging from leadership. When management publicly criticizes certain players while protecting others, it creates division and undermines collective accountability. Successful organizations maintain internal discipline while presenting unified public messaging. The contrast between Chicago's approach and other franchises becomes apparent when examining similar situations. Organizations with established winning cultures handle player criticism through private conversations and internal processes rather than public statements. This professional standard protects both individual players and team morale during challenging periods.
Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky this season. Now, the Reese's Pieces, they watch me. What can I say? What can I say? We're entertaining over here. We're fun over here. We like to have a good time. But they watch me. They may not like everything I have to say, but at least they can see the vision, right? At least they can see the vision. So, full transparency, before I get into it, they reached out to me, folks. Yes, the Reese's Pieces reached out to me, and they hooked your boy up with something I haven't seen in quite some time.
Financial considerations complicate the current situation as well. The franchise's investment in veteran contracts limits roster flexibility while expectations remain elevated. Trading future assets for immediate improvement creates pressure to achieve rapid success, but current results suggest those gambles have backfired. Injury concerns add another layer of complexity to roster management challenges. Vandersloot's absence eliminates a crucial leadership presence and forces inexperienced players into elevated responsibilities. The lack of adequate depth at key positions reflects poor long-term planning and roster construction.
Shot by either team. That said, punishment is still expected to come for both Angel Reese and Tina Charles. Unless the WNBA rescinds these technical fouls, well, it is Angel. And in this league, my goodness, they're going to want to protect her, wrap their loving arms around her. I saw yesterday, literally one of the first comments is, what is with all this hate from this channel on Angel?
Evaluation standards must remain consistent across all roster positions to maintain credibility and fairness. When management applies different criteria to similar performers, it undermines their authority and creates resentment among players who feel unfairly targeted. Looking ahead, Chicago faces critical decisions about organizational direction and personnel commitments. The current approach has produced disappointing results, while damaging relationships between players and management. Sustainable improvement requires honest assessment of both individual performances and systemic failures.
You guys remember my big fat check? I'm telling you guys, they gave me a bigger, fatter check to talk about this issue. A bigger, fatter check. I told you, Fever, all you gotta do is cut the check. WNBA, all you guys gotta do is cut the check. These guys paid me $15. Salute. That's $3 more than last time I got paid. So they're already up in the ante. Salute to you, Reese's Pieces. And you see, it's officially from the
Resolution of these issues demands leadership accountability and comprehensive evaluation of basketball operations. Simply demanding increased production from individual players ignores broader organizational problems that contribute to collective underperformance. Effective management addresses root causes rather than symptoms of dysfunction. The Chicago Sky's situation illustrates common pitfalls in professional sports management where public criticism replaces constructive problem solving. Until leadership acknowledges their role in current struggles and implements meaningful changes to organizational culture, individual player improvements will likely remain insufficient to achieve competitive success. During the recent Chicago Sky vs. Connecticut Sun matchup, Angel Reese achieved her maiden triple-double performance, though the accomplishment came alongside controversy and potential league discipline.
Reese, covering and criticizing someone is now considered hate. That's the problem we've got entirely, is if you are critical of somebody, you are hating on them. And then somebody said, she's a Christian. Was it 4 days ago she was sitting in front of a camera twerking her ass? I don't want to hear that. You can keep that one. Both Reese and Charles can.
The contest featured a notable confrontation when Brie Hartley executed a hair-pulling action against Reese during gameplay. While the hair-pulling incident warranted a flagrant foul call, Reese's response escalated the situation significantly. When Nelson Adota attempted to defuse the brewing conflict, Reese reacted by shoving the peacemaking player aside. This aggressive response prompted Tina Charles to intervene, declaring her unwillingness to tolerate such behavior from Reese. The triple-double achievement itself sparked debate due to its statistical composition. Reese recorded the milestone while shooting merely 28% from the field, leading some observers to question the quality of this historic accomplishment. Despite the poor shooting efficiency, major news outlets celebrated the achievement extensively.
Reese's Pieces. And the memo is destroy GM Jeff Pagliocca and Tyler Marsh. Now, I didn't have plans on doing this, but hey, money talks, bullshit walks, they say. Money talks, bullshit walks. Hey, Jeff, how come the first time we hear you call a player out by name, it's Angel Reese? How come you went and you
Regarding potential consequences, both Reese and Charles received technical fouls during the altercation. League regulations mandate escalating financial penalties for accumulated technical infractions throughout the season. Players face $200 fines for their initial 3 technicals, $400 penalties for technicals 4 through 6, and $800 fines plus game suspensions for subsequent violation. Reese entered this contest already carrying 3 technical fouls, positioning her for a $400 penalty should the league uphold the latest infraction. However, speculation exists regarding whether the WNBA might reverse the technical foul decision to protect one of their prominent players. The game itself saw Chicago break a 3-game losing streak, with significant contributions from Hailey Van Lith, who scored 16 points in the victory. Both teams entered with identical records, making the competitive intensity understandable given their similar standing.
Expect to be hit with a fine. Per league rules, there are mounting fines for each technical foul a player accrues in a given season. A player's first 3 technical fouls come with a $200 fine. For 4 to 6 fouls carry a $400 punishment, and each one after that will cost a player $800 and a 1-game suspension. Per ESPN.
Media coverage following the game focused heavily on Reese becoming the second youngest WNBA player to record a triple-double. Major publications including The Guardian and New York Times highlighted this achievement prominently. The widespread coverage occurred despite the statistical inefficiency that characterized the performance. The incident raises questions about player conduct standards and league enforcement consistency. Technical fouls typically result in automatic fines unless rescinded by league officials. The mounting penalty system exists to discourage repeated violations and maintain game integrity. Some observers noted improved ball distribution and rebounding effort in Reese's overall performance, though concerns remain about shot selection and volume. The victory came against another struggling team rather than a top-tier opponent, tempering the significance of individual achievements during the contest.
Hired Tyler Marsh to be the head coach of this team, and then you co-sign him, building an offense around Camila Cardoso, yet the first time we're talking about we need more from a player, it's for Angel Reese and not Camila Cardoso. Last time I checked, they both have been playing like garbage. Last time I checked, they both have been playing like Last time I checked, Ariel Atkins has been a disappointment and an embarrassment of
League officials face decisions regarding both the technical foul enforcement and any additional disciplinary measures stemming from the altercation. The hair-pulling incident clearly violated game rules, but Reese's retaliatory response complicated the situation further. The timing of this controversy coincides with ongoing discussions about player protection and preferential treatment within the league. Questions persist about whether certain players receive different standards of enforcement compared to others. Future implications include potential suspension risks should Reese continue accumulating technical violations. The escalating penalty structure means subsequent infractions carry increasingly severe consequences, including mandatory game suspensions that could impact team performance significantly. The incident highlights broader issues surrounding player emotions, competitive intensity, and appropriate responses to perceived injustices during gameplay. Professional leagues constantly balance allowing emotional expression while maintaining safety and sportsmanship standards.
ESPN. Reese came into Sunday with 3 technical fouls on the season, meaning she can expect a $400 fine. Woo! That's big money, right? $400 whole dollars if the WNBA chooses not to rescind her technical. And it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to rescind her technical? I just have this feeling. Yeah, I mean, you see this right here, the headlines. Angel Reese posts